Oop. Hello, everybody. We will get started in just 1 minute. All right, we are back. Thank you, everybody, for joining us and for waiting for us. We do have a different format, so I apologize for any little hiccups we might be experiencing. Sean is my guinea pig, so I apologize to you, Sean. My
Okay.
name is Donna, and just a little bit about us. So, we are Expedia Cruises in the industry. A lot of people know us as Team Friesen, and the reason that is because we right now have 17 stores open, soon to be 18. And at the end, I'll make sure that I put up where all our stores are. But very quickly, our first store, which is our main one, is Thunder Bay. It is almost 20 years that we opened that store. And then a couple of years after that, we opened Sudbury. And then our team kind of ballooned from there. So now we have Sault Ste. Marie, North Bay, Aurelia, Barrie. Then we switched into Southern Ontario, Burlington North, Hamilton, Dundas, Woodstock, soon to be St. Thomas. That one we have the place. We're just building it out. London, the three stores in London have joined us. And further south, we have Windsor, Sarnia, and Chatham. So a very, very large team, almost 600 consultants. And what that means for you is people say to me all the time, well, why would I book with you? You know what? Even if I haven't been there, our team has somebody on my team. We cover the globe. We have been everywhere. So we really work well together. And if you had certain questions, we could call that person and find out for you. We're more than happy to let you talk to them. For example, I've never been to Antarctica yet, but I'm going to go. But I do work with people who have been there. So, that's the great thing about working with us. But I'm not going to talk too much longer. I really am excited to be here with Sean today from Virgin Voyages. Virgin Voyages, well, Sean knows I keep telling him he has to come to my house because my favorite part is the hammock, and I own the hammock. My husband bought it for me, and I sit every day in the summer on my hammock. But the best part for all of you is that it's adults only. Again, I love my grandkids, but it's fun to go without children. So, Sean, I just want to say thank you so much. And I will just stop doing your presentation for you and give it over to you. So I will let you take it away from me, sir.
Thanks so much, Sana. You could always do the presentation and always highlight some of those unique selling points. So I do appreciate you. And I do appreciate being the guinea pig because you know what? Like, hey, if something goes wrong, I can just blame being a guinea pig. But all kidding aside, my name is Shutter, so I'm the sales director for Canada here at Virgin Voyages. And I get the privilege of working with Donna and Team Friesen to really create these amazing experiences or to share these amazing experiences with you, our valued mutual sailors, we call, to really understand what makes Virgin Voyages tick and why it might be the next cruise line that you, your partner, you and your friend, you and whoever jump on board to try out. So really, let's start off really a little bit more micro and then go macro. We are very pleased over the 6 years being in business to be awarded for the last 3 years in a row at least the world's #1 cruise line, and we are in that mid-sized ship variety. So we're not too large, we're not too small. It's kind of like it's just that right mix of size. And what we wanted to do with it is, yes, we've got our beautiful hammocks that Donna mentioned, but really what we wanted to do is design an experience around adults. So the idea that every single space is designed with you, an adult, in mind. First, the idea of having, a separate section that was only adults only. You're not relegated to any specific spot on our ships. You're most welcome to join us anywhere. But with that idea of being adults only, I like to kind of rephrase that a little bit around the kid-free voyages, where we as adults are the center of attention. So if we want to have late night dining, we can do that. If we want to have early restorative mornings, we can have that. And with entertainment all made around adults, it is that idea of uninterrupted luxury and relaxation on your own terms. We want you to come as you are because you yourself are an amazing individual. You don't need to conform to our standards to enjoy, which means you don't have to dress up if you don't want to, but you can definitely dress up if you choose to, which is phenomenal. We also, with our product, we wanted to create an experience where we wanted to say yes. That is included versus no, that cost extra. So one of the benefits of working with a travel professional and an agency group like Expedia Cruises and Team Friesen is they've been there, they've sold it, they've experienced it. Just as Donna mentioned, she hasn't been to Antarctica yet. Someone on the team has, and they can help romance and really make sure that they're putting you in the right product for the right experience. When you compare us to other premium brands, and yes, we are a premium brand, it's really about understanding what you get for that cost. Because if you put two prices that are side by side together, you may not appreciate or understand which one is best suited for you. And we really focus on this idea of all-in voyage pricing, where we say there's over $1,000 of added value into this fare. And what we mean by that is this is money that traditionally other cruises pay above and beyond for, usually when you get on the ship, giving you that experience where you're walking away with a bill. With us, we believe Wi-Fi is a basic human right, so every single one of our sailors always has Wi-Fi included to stay connected, to share their experiences with their loved ones. And depending on what you need to do while you're on board, you can always there's always a little bit of upgrade if you do choose to. More specifically, if you need to like work from sea. But in reality, you should be on holiday. Go relax and enjoy, and make your family and friends envious through social media. We also believe that dining is a fundamental component of anyone's experience, so we do not put our good restaurants or our good culinary experiences behind a paywall. You always have access to our Michelin star curated dining experiences every time. You do not need to pay extra to eat at any of those restaurants, nor are you set at a set dining time. You don't have to be a 5:30 or 8:30 dining individual. You can eat at 5, 5:15, 9, 9:50, whatever time you really want. We also believe in that balance. So when it comes to our fitness and our health regimes, they're all included. So you don't have to pay extra if you do choose to do any of our award-winning HIIT classes, meditation, yoga, whatever the case may be. And when it comes to our essential beverages, they're always included. You don't need a card or anything. If you want your flat and sparkling water, just ask for it. If you want your coffee, tea, your soda, just ask for it and you'll be given to it. Also, in every one of our staterooms is 1 liter crafts of flat and sparkling water, so you can replenish your water anytime you like. And we always encourage the use of reusable water bottles because we have no single-use plastics whatsoever on our ships. Now, now for our experiences, our ships really run the gamut as long as you're over the age of 18. For couples, we could be seen as the ultimate romantic escape. For groups of friends, it's the freedom to do as much or really as little as you wish. For our solo travelers, it's that freedom to be social if you choose to, or to enjoy the solitude without distractions. And of course, we still love multi-generational, but instead of having the little children, it's the adult children with their parents and then maybe the grandparents. That chance to travel together without the noise of nap times or kiddie pools. But really, at the end of the day, it's not where you go, it's how you sail there. There are so many great options that we have afforded to us as travelers out there to pick and choose cruise lines that align with our values and what we want to experience. And really today, what I wanted to do is give you some of that inspiration why we at Virgin Voyages might be that right next one for you. Because whether you're looking to go to the Caribbean, maybe Europe or the Mediterranean, I don't have a slide here for this one, but like our transatlantics or even one of our new destinations in Alaska, we've got you covered. But it's really about what are you looking to do and experience in one of these beautiful destinations around the world. Is it freedom? Is it the chance to choose whether you wake up a little bit early or you stay up a little bit late? Is it the freedom to go back to your beautifully appointed stateroom and enjoy that hammock that Donna spoke about? Is it the fact of romance? Is it reconnecting with your loved one? Is it the fact of just being, maybe a little sillier because there's no little children running around and you remember how it was before you had children in your life around there? Or are you celebrating something? Maybe a milestone birthday, an anniversary, a reconnection with friends from university, or whatever the case may be. Celebrations take on different lights on Virgin Voyages, and we are all here to help celebrate that. But today, if I wanted to look at everything, today is not really about the ports. Of course, we're going to show you where you go. It's really about why these itineraries hit a little bit differently at Virgin Voyages. And what I wanted to do is go through some of the main regions of the world that we visit to highlight some of my personal favorites, as well as some of the ones that are trending really well with Canadians across our beautiful country, to give you that inspiration to pick up that phone, to walk into your local Expedia cruise ships and talk to Team Friesen about what opportunities are out there for you. But what makes overall a Virgin Voyage itinerary a little bit different? We already talked about the first and foremost one, that adults only or the kid-free experience. It's that elevated energy experience. There's no kids, no chaos, no compromise. We have late nights and overnight experiences in these ports of calls, which means more time in port, which equates to better value as well as different experiences. While some of the other ships are running off back on into open waters, we're staying in destination, giving you not only the main daytime experience in these ports of call, but sometimes the evenings and again the overnights. We believe our ships are just the right size. It's kind of like the porridge kind of idea when we were children, right? Not too hot, not too cold. Small ships give us access to better ports, more boutique ports of call. The larger ships simply can't get to. Right. And with that, we avoid the mega ship congestion. It's not only about who you're sailing with, it's what port you're going to with the other individuals. It's a big difference of if you're visiting, say, Bonaire with a couple thousand people versus like a Cozumel with tens of thousands of people while you're in port. And of course, that always included luxury I mentioned before. When we're comparing itineraries, remember about what you're getting as part of that value and not expected to pay extra for. When you compare apples to apples, Virgin gives you more hours, more inclusion, and more of a vibe experience through this. So let's start off in the Caribbean. Caribbean for us is a mainstay for us. We are there literally every single day of the year. We go out of the port of Miami as well as the port of San Juan, Puerto Rico in our winter months. Winter for us is November through April. We've got 40 plus different itineraries out there, plus over 200 unique shore excursions that are designed exclusively for Virgin Voyages. Our shore excursions are small, intimate group experiences. No little lollipops, no flags or megaphones, really authentic people with authentic experiences. But really, who is the Caribbean perfect for? Well, the data shows that 66% of our Caribbean sailors are over the age of 45. That sweet spot being that 51 to 54 years young. But we definitely take older and we definitely take younger. And over 53% of our clients are choosing to leave their children at home and sail an adult only experience. These are individuals with high income earners as a household. They value unique experiences. They're not necessarily interested in mass marketed experiences, and they're happy to spend money on luxury goods and high level vacations. But when we break that down into even more simpler experiences, they're perfect for the first time cruiser. Maybe you're used to all-inclusive boutique hotels and you're looking for that transition. Those milestone birthdays, maybe bachelor or bachelorette parties, couples getaways, and as we're looking at the weather around us right now, those winter sun seekers that want to step out of the Canadian winters and into warmer climates. So who chooses to come on one of these ones? Well, or why choose to come on one of these ones? Well, we've got a gamut of different options for you. If you want a short getaway, we've got those. We have 4 and 5 night itineraries. Or if you're looking for longer itineraries, we have in the Caribbean up to 11 days. Or if you're going through like maybe one of those Panama Canal sailings, up to 16 nights. We've got easy flight options into both Miami and San Juan from most North American markets. Obviously, into Miami is usually like a one stop kind of on the way for most markets. San Juan's a little bit more, but it gives you that chance to see different islands with that. So never discount going into San Juan. And of course, for us, one of our highlights is our beach club at Bimini, our private oasis, which is an extension of our ship, where we say yes, that's all included as well. So let's look at some of these itineraries. Our Eastern Caribbean and Bimini Beach Club itinerary, a great 8 night itinerary. So just over a week long round trip from Miami. This is where you see a trio of beautiful Caribbean ports. First off, Porta Plata as an option, right? Golden beaches, and these are not in order, but golden beaches and historical charm. San Juan, one of my favorite places in all of the Caribbean. It's got that vibrant culture, the colorful streets, and that tropical energy. Or maybe Phillipsburg, Saint Martin, a lively port with beautiful beach fun, and for me, some really great shopping. But really, that caps up with before we return to Miami is that stop in our beach club in Bimini, a private, exclusive experience for Virgin Voyages, where we experience the sun, the sand, and chill out vibes, where some amazing food is included, made fresh to order, and your drink package, or we refer to as a bar tab, carries over onto the island. You'll have days at sea on this one to unwind, to enjoy life on board, as well as meaningful time in each one of these ports to explore, relax, or even take on some of those shore excursions I mentioned before. It's a nice mix of both land and sea experiences, but really that ideal blend of adventure and rest. Another great itinerary going even further south. We're introducing some new ports of call you may not have been to before. This is our Southern Caribbean and Aruba holidays, another 8 day venture, but from San Juan, Puerto Rico. Right? You've got the St. Martin in here again, so the beach life, the amazing shopping, and some really cool water sports. Antigua is one of my favorite places, known for its over 365 different beaches and historical forts for those that love the history. But the highlight of all this itinerary, in my opinion, is Dominica. This is where nature's lovers really get to enjoy themselves. So if you've been to a place like maybe Costa Rica before, you would love Dominica because it's got some amazing lush rainforests and some really cool waterfalls. But then you've got some really great mainstays this way in Aruba and Curacao. This is part of that beautiful Dutch Caribbean culture, pastel streets, those world-class beaches you don't want to leave, right? It's a really great itinerary, very heavily focused on that port experience. This is where that diversity meets makes your vacation a little bit more than the typical cruise because you're experiencing such a beautiful, a wide range of islands in this one. And what I like about this one in particular, this is for December 18th. This puts it right before the holiday season. So we can, finish up with work. We can go on a great holiday and come back, to celebrate whatever holidays we are with our families and friends. Really ideal from combining the festive spirit with that idea of tropical sun, sea breezes, and cultural discovery. Bring things down a little bit shorter in duration, here's a great 5 day trip. Maybe, you've got a few trips planned up and you can't go for the longer 8 day ones or longer. No problem. This 5 day trip, the Cayman Islands and Bimini Beach Miles experiences, blends in vibrant ports, exclusive island moments, and of course, that signature experience on one of our lady ships in that perfect mini vacation. It departs and it goes round trip from Miami, but then it's also really great for the first time cruiser, right? Maybe you don't know if cruising's for you yet, but you want this chance to experience something, and this is that effortless Caribbean experience going to the Cayman Islands as well as, of course, our beach club in Bimini. Lastly, when we're continuing on in the Caribbean, you've got a great 7 day one. And this one's a one that's running in February of 2027, but there's some other dates. This is a round trip itinerary from San Juan that takes sailors to some very vibrant destinations on this one, like Tortolo in the British Virgin Islands, pristine beaches, great for snorkeling and diving in the reefs, and of course, its natural beauty. This is the British Virgin Islands is also home for our founder, Sir Richard Branson. And you know what? If he's on his island, he does a little visits. Let's just put it this way to the ship and creates a little experience. It has St. Lucia, where you get that volcanic landscapes, those waterfalls, and those coastal charms. Bridgetown, Barbados, amazing for its iconic beaches and fantastic local food. Again, this one will go to that favorite place of mine being Dominica. So you get again that rainforest and waterfall experience. And of course, St. Martin as well. This one, for me, in my opinion, is more around the lack of sea days. Only one sea day, and that's just physically because we need to get from the BVI's down to St. Lucia. So it's really great for the people that want every day to wake up in a brand new destination. Let's flip over to Europe. Europe for us is a mainstay. This is where we as a brand started because we are technically have our roots in the UK. But this is where we provide itineraries from the end of April through the end of October. So we definitely have the shoulder season for those that want the less touristy or less crowded experience. But then we also have the mainstays all throughout the Caribbean. We go to over 20 different countries throughout our European and Mediterranean experiences. But again, where we really highlight are the late nights and overnights, and we offer over 15 of them across the season, depending on the itinerary that we look at. Now, Europe for us is really around that 45 plus younger clientele. And I always use the word young instead of old because it's one thing our age is one thing we can't actually control. We just because you put two people of the same age side by side doesn't mean they want, and more importantly, they need the same things. But from a I don't know, a demographic perspective, we tend to go a little bit older on our European and Mediterranean itineraries than we do, say, in our Caribbean ones. But these are really travelers who love cultural exploration. They are going to Europe to get off the ship and to experience all the beauty and history associated with it. These are massively directed towards our foodies, not only from our own culinary experiences we have on board the ship, but from the culinary experiences they can get on land. Think about these small towns, these iconic individuals with signature dishes you want to go try. And they are really heavily around the luxury curious sailors. A luxury for us is more around the idea of being who you are and not having to conform to anyone else, but really, maybe treating yourself to a few extra bells and whistles when you're on holiday. But why would you choose Virgin Voyages in this region? Well, those late nights and overnights are key. The no formal nights, so you don't have to pack your gowns, or for gentlemen, you don't have to pack your suit jackets if you don't want. But if you want to, all the power to you. And of course, with the smaller ship experience we offer, we have better docking in these ports of calls, really getting you close and in connection with the local people and the culture. So let's look at some of these itineraries. Probably my most favorite, both as a person, but also from our most popular itinerary globally, is probably some of our Greek island itineraries. And this is a great 7-day itinerary called our Greek Island Glow. This one is also really perfect when you're partnering up with your Team Friesen travel consultant, or maybe you got 2 weeks, but maybe you want to spend 1 week of that experiencing a ship and the ports that call around here. Maybe in Greece you want to go see some of those smaller islands that they can help arrange afterwards or before. But this is a round trip experience from Athens, so really great connections from Canada onwards. But the highlight of this trip, in my opinion, is Mykonos. Right? Sure, Santorini is awesome. Same with Boardroom and Rhodes, but Mykonos is really where we shine in here, because on day 6 we get into Mykonos at 9 in the morning. So think about this: getting off the ship, go and explore the beautiful white-walled town, maybe going shopping, enjoying a great meal. And then you can go back to the ship and, freshen up. What I tend to do with my travel professional is I get them to book me a hotel and I stay on land in Mykonos because we don't depart Mykonos until 7 p.m. the next day. That means you can come and go from the ship anytime you wish, but really the adventure is your own. This might be a really cool opportunity. One time I rented a car and I went driving a little bit further out to experience things that I traditionally couldn't do on a regular cruise experience. And then you arrive back into Athens the next day, maybe to return home or to continue your adventures in the Adriatic. Or Istanbul Delights and Santorini Dreams, right? This one flips it a little bit. So instead of the overnight in Mykonos, you have the overnight in Istanbul, giving you that chance to explore those iconic mosques, the bazaars, the world-class cuisine, and the rich history associated with Istanbul. In Ephesus, you step back in time in this because it's one of the best preserved Greco-Roman cities out there. You still hit those Greek classic islands like Rhodes and Mykonos on here, giving you that chance to have some with these ports because you've got late night experiences. You can experience a nightlife or even a great dining experience at nights. You get to experience these charming old towns. In Crete, a picturesque harbor town with Venetian history, really great shopping as well, but also some great historical elements to really lose yourself in these beautiful city. Or Santorini, known for its famous sunsets and its stunning backdrops. This is, to me, is the perfect idea of a well-balanced itinerary. It gives you that chance of that perfect mixture of exploration and relaxation because you've got a few sea days in there to recharge between these port days. But then it's got a nice mix of those late night and overnight so you can enjoy your evenings ashore. Again, great for that dining, nightlife, or even deeper exploration where you can do multiple shore excursions instead of just picking one. Something a little bit different. This is what we refer to in the industry as an open jaw, where you begin in one spot and end in another. Again, maybe build a couple pre-nights or post-nights on either end. But this is a 10-night voyage from Barcelona to Athens on the Western Mediterranean. What you might want to do, well, Barcelona known for its, well, its food for sure, the tapas culture, oh my gosh, but the architecture and the art. Cannes, you've got that French Riviera experience. Rome and Amalfi, they sell itself. You got the ancient history, you got that breathtaking scenery, and of course, some really great food. You bring Malta in the case here in Valletta, the stunning fortified cities. Crete and Mykonos, you get that old world charm with the iconic Greek island vibe. And then Athens, really the cradle of civilization at the end. This is a mix again of great port days and scenic sea days, so you can recharge and enjoy the ship. Ideally, for me, this is that for that traveler who wants culture, cuisine, and coastal scenery, but then with that modern take while they're on the ship without feeling unnecessarily rushed. But one of my favorite new itineraries that we pushed out is this one, our Greek, Turkey, and Cairo overnight experience, another 10-day voyage. This is perfect because not only does it give you multi-country experiences on a single cruise, it gives you everything from those iconic islands to the ancient history and a taste of Northern Africa all in one trip. The highlight of this particular trip is the inclusive aspect of 2 days in Alexandria or Cairo, where you get extra time to explore this historical port city with optional tours inwards towards Cairo. So this is something that a lot of cruises don't give you that option to. It also allows you that chance, if you choose to, when you're working with your travel professional, not to come back to the ship. You can spend time in the city so you avoid those long travel days from the port and such like that. But again, really great for exploring 3 regions. You've got the Greek island scenery plus Egyptian history on here. And it's a premium cruise without the nickel and diming experience. Switching gears, let's go into our own backyard in North America with Alaska. Alaska for us is a brand new, it's the new frontier with us because for the first time ever we'll be exploring it in 2026. So we're only a couple months away from exploring this. And we've got over 15 different itineraries ranging from 7 to 12 night durations. We've also got some really cool and unique shore excursions that are exclusive to us. And one of my favorite things is we are going to be on a lot of the itineraries, the ones that don't hit Victoria or Vancouver. We're going to be also visiting Prince Rupert for a full day stop. Now, you might have experienced Alaska before, but this is Alaska done differently. Because Alaska, traditionally, when you go up there, it's with some older ships on some of the other lines, and it is not an adult-only experience, which is quite nice. So we've got the most brand new ship, like less than a year old, experience on our ship for this. Plus, we're doing it a little bit different or breaking the ice. And we at Virgin Voyages like a good pun, right? So with that, we're going to say, Juno, the difference. Probably someone else probably delivered that a little bit better than I could have. But again, we want to remember that this is an adults only experience. No kids, no chaos, just grown adults enjoying the vibe and the glacier views. Think about what Donna mentioned before, back to that hammock. Imagine seeing the glaciers from the convenience of your personal hammock. And if you are one that might fight with your significant other, we do have a whole new array of room called slightly smaller sea terraces, but they have 2 hammocks on there. So that might be something you want to talk to your Team Friesen agent about. We've got late nights in Juneau where other ships are leaving at 5 and 6 p.m. We're staying a little bit later till 8 p.m. so you can soak up the magic of that midnight sun. A lot of our itineraries are also Thursday turnarounds, so you can piggyback both weekends. So you're having less time off, but you're also with the Thursday turnaround, there are fewer ships in the ports of call that we're visiting. That gives you a chance to have smoother sailings and more space to explore. And if we look at it from a Canadian perspective, there's so many fun, I call them holiday hacks, right? If you want to go over the Victoria Day long weekend, look at that Alaska Awe from Vancouver to Seattle. Canada Day, the Alaskan Inside Passage, and the Canadian Coast, where we're actually spending Canada Day in Victoria. Imagine the fireworks experience right from the ship. Or the Civic long weekend that is both in British Columbia and Ontario. We've got our Alaskan Glacier views, sorry, Alaskan Glacier Blues and Coastal Views. And then, if you want, we've got our Labor Day one from Seattle to Alaska and British Columbia. Alaska has never really been this elevated from the experience. Again, no kids, no crowd, no chaos. Just a luxury adult experience where you get those late night experiences if you wish to, and those shore excursions you can't find anywhere else. But speaking of those shore experiences, there are so many, and I don't have time to go through anywhere near as much. So I want to highlight a couple of my personal favorite experiences. The first one is the hike and craft beer adventure. You can reward yourself after about a 3.5 hour hike through lush, pristine, temperate rainforest, visiting a local craft brewery in downtown Juneau. Really great way of, getting a little bit physical through the national forest, but then also rewarding yourself. Or the helicopter glacier dog sled adventure in Juneau. Again, taking a scenic helicopter ride to the top of the camp where expert mushers are going to lead you through a thrilling dog sled ride on top of a glacier. Something you can't do every day, right? Or last but not least, the haunted pub crawl tour through Sitka. This is where you learn about Sitka's colorful history through the haunted pub crawl. You're going to visit a secret gambling hall, a Russian cemetery, and enjoy local brews and cocktails around the way. And what's great about these is there's some of them that are longer, there's some of them are shorter. So you can actually work with your vacation consultant to pick the ideal amount of experiences depending on what you want. But of course, as the screen highlights, we do have those iconic ones that you're grown to love when you're in Alaska, like the Ketchikan Trolley and the Lumberjack Show, or the Crab Tasting Adventure. But let's look at some of these itineraries in specific. Here's a great one, the Alaska Glaciers and More experience. You go to Ketchikan, so you get that rich indigenous culture and the colorful coastal charm. The icy Strait Point, adventure wildlife opportunities arise. Sitka, where you get that dramatic scenes, those beautiful iconic trees, as well as that Russian and Alaskan history. But my favorite is Victoria. I absolutely love it. This has a late night experience in Victoria, so you get that classic Pacific Northwest charm on there. This is perfect because it gives you that balance of bucket list scenery, the glaciers, the fjords, the wildlife. It gives you the exploration of the natural beauty and the cultural stops. It gives you that comfort and style by sailing on one of our beautiful Virgin Voyages lady ships. And it's really great for people that want that big adventure and the big nature experience without sacrificing the comforts. Another example is going from a round trip from Seattle itinerary. This one's got a lot of them, particularly in May through June, and then August and May of 2027. And this one is really perfect for you want that dramatic natural beauty, the wildlife encounters, plus that modern sailing experience. This one's really nice. It's got that late night experience in Ketchikan, but perfect for people that want a nice little balance, everything. Because while you don't have as many sea days, you do have like a sailing day on 7. You want to remember that the Inside Passage as well as the Tracy Armored Fjords are sailing or cruising experiences. The idea of this is to get out on the deck and really take in the scenery as we make our way through these regions. What we'll do is we'll finish up here with a little bit of some of these transatlantic and what I refer to as unique and repositioning cruises. They should be focused around where, like, these are for those smart sailors that want to focus a little bit on those unique experiences, those longer itineraries, or even better yet, those shoulder season value. One of the unique elements for this is our Panama Canal sailing. So this is Panama Canal and Pacific Wonders. This is, in reality, is just way more than just a cruise. It's a bucket list experience where you voyage from the Atlantic to the Pacific by crossing the iconic Panama Canal and ending up in beautiful, sunny Los Angeles. For those that are canal aficionados, I guess we're using the new lock system on here. It gives you the Panama Canal, it gives you Central American culture. You've got some really cool, iconic cities like Cartagena in here, or a late night in Cologne and Panama in here that mixes not only the iconic cities, but the beauty and the relaxation. And of course, the award-winning service Virgin Voyages is known for. Or maybe you want to chase one of those once in a lifetime experiences like the solar eclipse ones. On this sailing, you're going to have that chance to experience a full totality solar eclipse from the comfort of your cabin or any of the vantage points on one of our beautiful lady ships. Because on the sailing day between Seville and Portugal, that's where we're going to get on day 6 the totality. Not only will we have some unique astronomical, I can't even say that word, astronomical, you know what I mean, experiences at sea, we're also going to bring some of our wonderful astronauts from Virgin Galactic onto our ship. You're going to see some beautiful cities throughout this. You're going to have that Mediterranean history, that taste and charm on here. And I think probably one of my favorites outside of seeing the eclipse would be Tangier in Morocco, one of my favorite places to visit. Or better yet, you might want to look at one of our transatlantic experiences, and we've got so many different ones. This one is not a transatlantic as the next one I'm looking at, but this is the New York to San Juan. So we go from a little cooler weather in October all the way to warmer weather in here, where we're spending 2 days in Bermuda at the Royal Naval Dockyard. So you can come and go again as you wish from the ship. You get the pastel sands, the pink sand beaches, and local experience. We're going to hit up our beach club in Bimini to give you that exclusive beach experience with Panama's DJ-led experiences, as well as pristine waters. We're going to go to St. Croix, great for rainforest hikes, snorkeling, and of course, the iconic scenery. Back to hit up some ones we've talked about earlier, like Saint Martin, that Dutch French island vibe, great for shopping, beaches, and seaside cafes. Tortola, laid back vibe there, but also the lush landscapes. And then finishing up in that beautiful capital of Puerto Rico, with great historical forts, great beaches, and just nice hikes and such like that. In this, we've also married in a bunch of different sea day experiences, really to keep you entertained and enjoying all the beautiful experiences on one of our ships. And lastly, we've got those two transatlantics I want to talk about. This is one from Miami to Spain experience. This one will run in the spring of 2027, visiting the Canary Islands, for instance, in this one, which is quite nice, as well as Morocco and Spain. And then we've got the Halloween voyage here. This one beginning in Barcelona and ending in San Juan. A lot of sea days in here, but this one is really geared towards individuals that want to have that Halloween experience where it's all the treats, no kids experience on there. And you know what? Maybe finishing up from a great other holiday in Europe, and you're making your way back to North America. But really, at the end of the day, it's all about choosing the right voyage for you. Ask yourself, what kind of holiday or vacation do you need? Not because you just necessarily want to go, but do you want to relax? Do you want to celebrate? Do you want adventure, culture, romance? That's what's working with a travel professional and a vacation consultant at Team Friesen's all about. Match the right product with the right vibe. Caribbean, great for celebration and effortless escapes. Mediterranean, great for your cultural experience, culinary and bucket list, or maybe Alaska for that awe adventure and elevated calm. Consider the time frame you're looking for. Are you looking for a quick reset? 4 or 5 days is probably perfect for you. Maybe a seventh day equals that more immersive experience, or maybe a longer voyage, maybe like one of those repositioning is that true disconnect. It's really about giving you that permission to go unplug and enjoy yourself. Of course, figure out what Virgin Voyages, why Virgin Voyages. the elevated experience, the no kids, the no buffets, no dress code, no nickel and diming. With Virgin Voyages, the ship is just part of the destination. The experience with your fellow sailors is really key. And really the idea about why book now. The best cabins always go first. The best pricing is always early. So that's why I want to lead in to some things that are coming up ahead of time. So you have some time to consult with your vacation consultant and really figure out what the right experience is for you. Right now, we've got some really great perks that are exclusive for you. So right now until Thursday, we've got our part of our wave offer right now, which is buy one, get the second sailor 80% off or 40% off per person, plus up to $350 of complimentary beverages, depending on if it's a sea terrace or a suite. And then for our Caribbean voyages, our Miami and San Juan, we've got some onboard credit offers available for you as well. After the 26th, we're going to introduce a brand new offer. I can tell you confidently now that the 80% off the second sailor will continue. Um, but it might be a little bit less on the drink offer. That being said, we've got a really exclusive offer starting on March 4th with Expedia. So your friends at Team Friesen have advantage of this. So if you're planning a voyage, and this exclusive offer is focused on further out voyages. So people that are looking to book a holiday more than 121 days away. And the idea of this is it's combinable with the whatever the wave offer is in March. So if you're looking for a short voyage, a 4 or 5 day, we can gift you with Team Friesen $50 of onboard credit per cabin. If you're looking for a 6 to 9 day voyage, we can give you $100 of onboard credit. And if you're looking for 10 days or longer, we can give you up to $200 of extra credit. That is like I said, is combinable with the wave offer that comes out as well and of our wonderful Canadian residency offer. So we do have some great additional savings that Team Friesen can give you access to if you're buying in Canadian dollars and of course traveling on your Canadian passport. You can ask them to see if there's any residency rates for the specific voyage that you're looking for, because it's a really great way of saving a little bit of extra money. But in closing, I want to just remind you that from 1 year from now, you're not going to remember that email you answered today to your boss or to your loved one. You're going to remember that sunset in Mykonos, the glacier crackling in Alaska, or heck, even shaking your phone and getting a bottle of champagne in Bimini. So, on behalf of the entire team here at Virgin Voyages, I thank you for listening to this, whether it's live or in the recording. Remember to reach out to your amazing vacation consultant at Team Friesen to help you out. And we hope to see you on board one of our beautiful lady ships soon. Thank you.
Thank you, Sean. And I'm telling you, I'm sitting here and I'm listening to you, and I could just see the money flying out the door going, "Ah, Alaska, oh my goodness, Istanbul overnight. That's one I've never been to yet." So, yes, thank you for that. Deanna's just loving it. Thank you. Yes.
No worries. And you know what, Donna? It's not money flying out the window. It's money investing in your health and your exploration of the world, right? Because travel
What?
is an investment, right? It's an investment in ourselves, in our relationships, in our history, right? So it's never look at it like money going out. It's really about investing in yourself.
Thank you for that. I'm going to use that. Absolutely. And you know what? You are right. We just only so many days to travel, but thank you so much. It was amazing. The itineraries were glorious. I have to say, as someone who's been to a lot of private islands, your Bimini private island is the best, the most fun for adults. I have pictures I show people all the time. You guys have to go and Google it if you're watching and you're wondering what I'm talking about. They have this massive pool and all these floaty toys, and it's just for us adults. So just so much fun. Usually you see that and it's all the kids are, only adults. So Sean, I have to say that was the best private island experience I've ever had, hands down. So
Thank you so
yes.
much. I appreciate you.
Yes. So thank you, everybody. I am going to, let's see if I can share my screen.
Here to be
Uh,
unshare, and you should be good to go.
I just very quickly here, guys, just here is our contact information for all our different stores. As I said, the North Thunder Bay, Sault Ste. Marie, Sudbury, North Bay, moving along down south, Aurelia, Barrie, Hamilton, Burlington North, Dundas, Woodstock, London North, London South, London West. Windsor, Chatham, and Sarnia. So there's the phone numbers for everybody. If you don't get it down quick enough, don't worry. We're online, and I'm sure you got an email today for this. You can go to Facebook. We are everywhere. So thank you, everybody, for coming out this afternoon. And Sean, as always, thank you so, so much. And everybody have a great rest of your afternoon.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. Thank you.